Hey guys, my name is Rennick. The YouTube channel Dungeons and Dragons Deep Dive, or D4, has made many character builds over the years. Early on, he teamed up with another creator who draws character art for his character concepts. In these videos, I'm going to try to recreate these characters on HeroForge. HeroForge, if you don't know, is a website that lets you custom build minis for tabletop games. Before we jump into the build, a quick word from our sponsor. This video is sponsored by me. Working all day just to come home for dinner and put the kids to bed is not my ideal day. But this happens 5 out of 7 days of the week. On top of that, we are living paycheck to paycheck. We have very little savings and rarely go on vacation, let alone out to eat. But this is all changing. In an answer to prayer, we found a business that I can grow part time that will eventually replace my full time income. I have teamed up with a group who have sourced high paying products and have streamlined the sales process over the last 8 years. I simply follow the training and plug into the system. If you are in a similar situation as me and are ready for a change, I invite you to take a look. Simply go to my website and enter your name and email. Then watch the 20-minute video on the other side. If you scroll down a bit, you will see several 2-minute testimonials. Go ahead and check those out. If you are excited about this business or just want to know more information, then click the risk-free look button. That is the best way to get all the information about what products we get commissions from and what kind of profits you can look forward to. Now back to the video. So this is D4's episode, 199, The Holy Blade. So it's a human to start off with, um, which is easy enough. So I start by getting the shape of the face, and then I kind of grew his size a little bit more. Then I start working on the clothes. Um, I noticed he had some chain going on on this shirt, so I looked around for that, followed by the shoulder pads I'm looking around for. And there's a few good options. I ended up finding one. So I'm getting the belt across the chest and finding the thing for the neck. It's a little bit hard. I don't see that the Hero Forge has this particular piece, at least not one that looks nice like the one in the picture. So I think I just end up not using anything and moving on from that. My next step is to fix his hair. I guess I already did try to fix his hair. But I did notice that he had, it looks like a little rat tail on the back. And so I'm trying to see if I can find anything that would work with that. I don't see anything, and I don't think I have any additions. I think if I get the Pro Edition, um, I might be able to add something on like that, but I don't have that quite yet. Maybe in the future though, that'd be fun. So moving on to the rest of his outfit, we got the boots, we got the gloves. Um, Tried a couple of pairs out, and then I found the traveler boots, which look really good. They seem to match up with the picture very nicely. This, I don't know, cloth around I guess it's like a priesthood cloth since he's a cleric, right? So I'm trying to find that. I think this is the best looking one that matches the picture. Um, Nothing really exactly like that stance, but it's pretty close. So I need a shield. The shield looks oval. They don't have an oval one. So of the shields that I could find, this one looked the best. At least the closest to it. Then I started looking at the rapiers. I tried a few of them. Some of them were in sheaths, and he's holding it in his hand, and that was messed up. And then I realized, oh, they're sheaths, and that's why he's holding them like that. So I found the unsheathed version of it, put it in his hand, and we were good to go. So Now I moved on to coloring. So let's see. I started by just grabbing the theme and had it just color his. I was mainly looking for a skin tone, and then I went in and changed his hair color, and then I started going from there. Took a few tries. I found a good blonde that matched the picture pretty close. Um, let's see. Then I started looking at the eyes. I think the eye color in the picture is actually just black. And so I actually decided to go with something like that. I realized I wanted to change his eyebrows, so I went back and did that. And then I just started piecing together with his leather armor. And it's all basically the same color in the picture, so instead of doing something on my own, I just went ahead and made it all the same color, slowly but surely. I realized I didn't get the pouch on the side, so I went back and found that, started coloring it. And yeah, so right now I'm just looking at everything that's kind of like that same color and just going through and coloring it all. You'll notice that as I'm doing this, I might miss a spot here or there, and then I'll catch it later and go back to it. See, and I ended up just taking the collar of the shirt and making it that color, and it kind of actually matches the picture a lot better. So I'm glad we skipped looking for some collared uh, armor and this went with this shirt that kind of did the job for me. I don't think they have anything where it's just like this chain without the sleeves on it. So this one works out pretty nice. I looked around at a bunch of different greens for this, well, I guess for his shirt and his robe, and I really like this one. And then it was all gonna be kind of the same, but I'm like, you know what, we need to two-tone this thing, and we got a nice one, and I actually like the look of it. I ended up putting this brass, like this old brass stuff for the hooks on the belt. Um, it's probably not my favorite choice, but I'm a fan of green, so that's kind of why I stuck with it. Obviously, he doesn't have that on his person. I guess there is a belt on there, but I'm happy with this. I start making, yeah, I cut it there. Oh yeah, I did some skipping because there's just a lot of back and forth on things that really didn't move the needle much. But I did get the sword, metal all done. I was missing a few spots here, and I came back and touched it up. I like the metal look. Um, if I didn't do it, it'd come back just standard gray from the PLA that they print with, and that that wouldn't be good. So I start messing with the face, and I'm getting ready to pose. I think I got it all colored up now, and so I'm starting to work on the pose. And I start with the face, and I think that actually pretty matches his facial expression pretty closely. So I'm pretty happy with that. The this sword positioning is really really hard. Now this is my first one trying to get like a pose in specific, so I'll be learning. I should get better with more practice, but just the way the picture is holding the sword versus how they have him holding the sword makes it hard to get that exact position. Now, you'll notice that the legs, he's just standing straight, and in the picture, he has it like one leg out to the side, and he's kind of like arched back. There is a pose where he has his back arched, but his feet are close together, and I didn't like that. I preferred the wider stance to the arch back. So I went with this one. Unfortunately, you can't change the feet without going to a separate pose, is what I learned. So what I had to do was mess with everything else, just find like the closest feet that I could get, and then start messing with everything else. I might be able to do the feat when it comes time, like if I ever end up getting the pro version. But as for now, the feet are the feet, depending on whatever pose I grab initially. And I assume it's just because of how they need to get it on the base and print it without it breaking. That's my theory. Um, let's see. I think I'm getting pretty close to being done. I started looking around. I Oh, looks like I am done. I don't need that part on there. Boom shakalaka. I added this orange base just because he had the fire on the background, and I didn't. Nah, there's no way for me to find that fire. I noticed that the shield was kind of going through his cloak, and that was not going to work out very well. So we need to fix that. Played around with his shoulder, his wrist, his elbow to get it into place where it'll match the picture, but it wasn't going through the cloak. It'd be nice if we could have the cloak pushed down instead of have the shield go through it. But you have to work with the parameters that you're given, right? So I think we got it pretty good. The stance, obviously, yeah, I mean, it's not going to be perfect and match the picture exactly, but for what I have to work with, and this being my first time, I think I'm pretty happy with it. Uh, it's all about, and the other part about the shoulders is with like these pads, the armor pads. If you twist it in the correct position, I think the problem is that the shoulder pads are connected to it and they rotate with it, as opposed to how they have it in the picture. He could rotate his shoulder in a way, and the pads are just going to stay in that spot. So it makes it a little bit tricky to get that perfect positioning.